Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, Heel Faction? It's 8 p.m. Do you know where Venis is? Because we don't. This is heel shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. I'm Dark Cordz. That's Draven Grimes. We'll be joined by Thump Dupree shortly. We were supposed to have a nice little chat with Venis tonight, but he didn't contact me all day to set it up, so fuck him. He's a huge pussy. So we're going to go through the shit that we had to talk about with him tonight, and he just doesn't get a chance to say anything back. How about that? Val, if you want to, you're free to come on this show and dispute these facts. Then after that, tonight is Sting's retirement match. We're going to talk about our favorite Sting memories, what he's meant to us in the wrestling industry, what he's meant to the wrestling industry as a whole. And then we got the return of That's Heel Shit, and we'll get into it right after this. How you doing, man?
I was expecting a whole lot of motherfucks and pieces of shit, and I'm only getting half of that tonight. So let's start it with this.
Should I tell everybody what sparked the Sean Morley issue?
We'll get that. We'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
But what came up this morning, and I feel it needs to be addressed right off the top of the show.
Yes.
Fix my fucking camera. Look at my beautiful bald ass instead of just my floating head looking like a Zordon looking motherfucker.
Beautiful bald motherfucker.
Yeah. Della's not here. We can't have any hating. Yeah. So as I'm surfing the interwebs, as one does at 5 a.m. on my vacation.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me why I'm up that fucking early. I don't even know.
It doesn't matter.
I come across a post.
Okay.
And the post is from Florida Wrestling Empire, FWE, who we have disowned for the most part. I was trying to think of a word for it. But you remember the website wish.com?
Oh yeah.
I should say, or whatever. Okay, so FWE is becoming the wish.com version of what LCCW wished it was.
Oh shit.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
And I say that, and I say this because, there's some people on the roster who I love and respect. And I get, a booking is a booking, but sometimes you gotta look past that shit. And this is one of those situations. So as I'm reading through this post, I don't know why it popped up. Actually, yes, I do. Our boy Andrew shared it the night before.
Gotcha.
And it was going on about how this new 3-man group is going to be taking over Florida Wrestling Empire. Sound familiar?
Mm-hmm.
And that this new 3-man group will be interviewed by a Nobody podcast. I don't even remember the fucking name. Name's not important right now. But we officially cut ties with them end of January, 1st of February. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you and me.
Yeah.
Rip was still hanging on for dear life. But as this all gets released, we also find out that the group chat that the company, I use the word company lightly, uses for communication, which is next to none, we find out that a lot of people got cut, and 2 people got cut that I want to talk about. One being Rip, who has gone to bat for this motherfucker, who me and him have gotten into constant arguments about, and Della, who is one of the top, if not the top ring announcers in the state of Florida. why in the fuck would you cut such great talent while also trying to wish.com, a 3-man group, and get a wish.com podcast, which, by the way, I looked it up and I sent it to you. That particular podcast, I don't remember the fucking name. I don't even feel like looking it up, but I remember their rating. Their rating is only the top 10%, while we are the top 0.5% of all wrestling podcasts.
No, all podcasts. Not wrestling podcasts, motherfuckers. All podcasts.
Excuse me. I'm so used to saying the specific genre.
No, sir. It's a huge
my apologies.
Huge
my apologies. Anyway, I want your take on this.
Oh, shit.
Look, we both woke up this morning and chose fucking violence. So let violence fucking fly.
Mm-hmm.
Also, drink your milk, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know where you sent that. Oh, I think I know where you sent that. You sent that to...
I think I sent it to you privately.
No, I don't think so.
I'm about to look. Let's see.
Look. It doesn't matter.
I'm looking it up while you talk. I'm looking it up.
Well, this wasn't my story.
I sent it on the group chat.
Oh, yes. Okay, so... The Wex appeal, barbells, beats, and buffoonery.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Top 10%. So they probably get 10,000 downloads a month, maybe.
Well, I just pulled up their Spotify.
Mm-hmm.
They only have 5 5-star reviews. 5. As to our 142 5-star reviews.
Yeah. Well, we're just bad as fuck, and that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, this has been a wake up and choose violence kind of weekend. Because it started on Friday.
Yeah. Was it Friday or was it Thursday? No, it was Thursday that it started for me. With the yacht situation.
Oh, shit. Yeah, tell us about the yacht situation. Holy shit.
Can't we talk about the chocolate starfish instead? That was more fun.
Yeah, well, it wasn't as funny.
Yeah. It kind of was.
Yeah,
all right.
Kind of was.
Yeah. All right. So, as everybody knows, I do pest control, termite control. And I had a call to go onto a yacht. Nice yacht. Love it. I loved every second on it for the first 3.5 seconds.
Hey, you got 3.5 loaves out of that motherfucker.
Well, that's before this just fucking twat waffle.
Yeah.
Came up. Anyway, I come up. I introduce myself. Now, mind you, I am in just a regular t-shirt and my hat, my everyday work apparel. So, as you can see, I have ink. I'm not afraid to show it. And this dude.
And you have a beard.
I have a beard, and no hair. I don't think the no hair thing bothered him.
Probably not.
But for the sake of Della, I have no hair. So I walk up, I introduce myself, I give the paperwork, I ask what's going on, and just snooty. I say like a Vermont accent.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the accent.
Yeah.
Like if you put on Step Brothers and you hear the Catalina wine mixer, that's what you think of. Like that accent. So as I'm going through, he's not even really talking. He's belittling the fact that I have tattoos, the fact that I have a beard, the fact that my pants aren't creased. I have work jeans on. Yes. Like this guy had to be ex-military and up there ex-military, which is fine. I'm just letting it all slide because I'm only there for 15-20 minutes and I'm done, right? I'm gonna let it roll my day. But I have a particular tattoo, and it's this one right here, or there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That one I got for my grandmother, who, as everybody knows, that's been on the show, passed away last year, and that's still a touchy button to push.
Mm-hmm.
And he saw that one, and he saw the TFK stuff. He saw all that. He saw my Batman stuff. He saw the runics on my back of my arm. But when he saw this one, he slipped into another fucking gear. This guy, I swear to Christ, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but he basically called it tribalism and disrespected the tattoo and disrespected the meaning of it. And when I said, sir, with all due respect, all my tattoos have meaning. All my tattoos have backstories, and that one's a very special one. I would appreciate it if you just let that one go. I don't care about anything else, but let that one go. So he asked, what's the story behind it? I said, well, it was my grandmother's tattoo. She chose it. I got it put on me. She was supposed to sign it. I never got the chance. Well, your grandmother is fucking stupid. And at that point, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, god damn.
Draven Grimes entered.
Hey, hold on a second. Voices of Misery podcast. We were supposed to be debating Val Venis. As you saw him publicly tweet that he was going to contact us on Sunday to set up a time. He never contacted me. So if you want to stick around, we're going to go through all this shit that we were going to talk to him about.
Yeah, just let me get through my story real quick and
yeah,
we'll get to that, because Mr. Dark Cordz over there has been itching for months to do this. Months. So anyway, and I proceeded to cut a fucking promo on. I basically call him a piece of shit, a fucking bigot. I basically get in his face about it, and he gets to the point where you need to call your boss. I ain't calling my fucking boss. We're going to settle this like men right here and now. We're going to talk this shit over. Because at this point, you've disrespected me and you disrespected my family. That's two things you don't fucking do. I can deal with the disrespect towards me, but once you bring my fucking grandmother or my children into something, that's when it's fucking go time. So we're going to sit here. We're going to solve this before I leave. So he went and called my boss. And of course, he got the one side of the story. So my boss calls me immediately and I put it on speakerphone. Because Papa didn't raise no bitch. And as soon as I picked it up, I said, hello, what the fuck is going on? I said, what did he tell you? He basically said that he was minding his own business and that you walked up to him with an attitude and started getting in his face and cussing him out. And I said, okay, this is what really happened. The best part is that this happened in front of my truck. And guess what is running the whole time in the front of my truck? Video and audio. So I proceed to tell him, he's been belittling me since I got here about my tattoos, about my facial hair, about how I dress. He said, what are you wearing? I said, I'm wearing jeans and I'm wearing my work shirt and I'm wearing my hat. The same hat you wear every day? Yes, sir. I don't see the problem. What is he belittling you about anyway? I said, my tattoos. What's wrong with them? I said, he was just talking shit about all of them, but the one on my inner arm about my grandmother, he said something about that one and it just set me off. He said, did you get in his face? I said, well, matter of fact, I did. And I will apologize to him if I have to. But don't sit there and call my fucking grandmother stupid. He said that to you. I said, yes, sir. Do you have proof of that? It's like, it's right there in front of the truck. Put me on hold, went and watched the video, came back and said, leave. Said, do I need to come back to the office? My fire's like, no, leave. You're done. Don't say a fucking word to him. Don't do shit. Okay. So I go put my stuff up. And old boys on my fucking heels, fucking talking shit, saying how I'm going to get fired, I'm going to get arrested. By this time, my boss pulls up. And I'm fairly sure the dust of his truck beat his truck there because he came in with the fucking hotness. Jumped out that truck, pinned that son of a bitch to the fucking side of his own vehicle and told him, if you ever disrespect one of my employees ever again, I will fuck you up. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So yeah, that's where violence started on fucking Thursday. Where's my glasses? There's my glasses. Draven Grimes is exiting the chat. Now, let's get to the meat and potatoes of tonight. This Sean Morley bullshit.
Yeah. So, if you guys are here because of you saw this shit happen on Twitter, then welcome. You can go check the Twitter logs. We went back and forth, and he challenged me to get on the show tonight. I said, well, get on the show. I said, how about Sunday at 8? He said very publicly that he will contact me Sunday morning to talk about the details of how to get on the shows and all this stuff. I've never heard from him. All right. Checked messages all day long. I've looked at every tweet that I've been mentioned in. Nothing. So, figured we'd have a little fun with this anyway. So, where did this start? Well, it's no secret that I think I speak for both of us when I say that Val Venis is the most disgusting thing to ever crawl across a wrestling ring. He is an absolutely disgusting human being.
Correct.
So anytime I get a chance to kind of poke at him a little bit on Twitter, I do it. And it's just the way it's going to fucking be. So he posted a tweet that inferred that it's good to see regular people. It's like something about a guy stopping a robber, a citizen stopping a robber, and something about happy that, people are stepping up to help thwart crime or something like that. And I basically said, yeah, I hate it when criminals get away with shit, especially washed up celebrities and their CP collection. And he lost his fucking shit. I guess that really, really made him quiver his butthole a little bit. So he was like, are you calling me a pedophile? You said I've got child porn. And I just hit him with a little reminder. As you can see here,
Exhibit A.
Val Venis briefly banned from Twitter after posting sexual child photos. So I just, if the shoe fits, wear that motherfucker. Right. So he started losing his shit, and apparently him and his little fucking lemmings, him and his little lemmings started calling me a pedophile protector because, according to them, he was just sharing the child porn that Hunter Biden had on his laptop, so it was fine for him to post it. So let me get this straight. You're the guy who saw child porn in whatever form or capacity you want to argue. You saw child porn, and you were like, I'm going to own the libs and post this child porn on my personal fucking profile. So, there's really only two possible explanations. It's either one, he digs child porn, or two, he's the dumbest motherfucker to ever walk the earth. Because regardless of what you say the reason is, you still share child porn. He was like, oh, these fucking leftists, and they're trying to protect the real pedophiles and running their... Like, dude, first of all, I'm not a leftist. By any way, shape, or form. All right.
There you go, Ghost Rider.
I am way more conservative on a lot of things than a leftist. But, this has kind of been, as far as sexual orientations, it's kind of been a problem with Val Venis for a little while now. I mean, right here, Val Venus not taking bookings due to LGBTQ nut jobs. Yes, ex-WWE star Val Venus declares that homosexuals are imprisoned by Satan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Quote, fact, gay folks are humans created by God and then captured and imprisoned by Satan. Alright? I'm really, really comfortable on my side of this argument than he should be on his side. Alright? He blew a fucking gasket. And I'm showing pictures as we go along here.
Yes. Yes, I'm following along.
He blew a gasket when Nyla Rose won the AEW Women's title. For you guys who aren't completely aware, Nyla Rose is she's trans. She's a trans woman, meaning she's a biological man now living as a woman.
What?
And
No.
morally lost his fucking mind. And he goes on, he says, I'll finish up my obligations on my next two appearances. I won't say when or where until the day of, as the LGBTQ plus XYZ nut jobs like to threaten promoters for booking me. See, they all think they're cute when they make this LGBTQ XYZ ABC. Like, it's the same old... Nobody on his side of the aisle has any fucking creativity. They always say the same shit. As of today, I will no longer be taking any further bookings for the foreseeable future. Tired of being booked and then canceled due to my political positions. Alright. I don't think anybody should be canceled for their political positions. But you can't come out and say that the devil is making people be gay and they're all nut jobs, and then wonder, I wonder why they're fucking persecuting me out here. I wonder why people don't want to see me. I just said gays should be in hell, and that, a dude won the AEW women's title. Why should people ever get upset at me about that shit? Like, you're fucking... It's ridiculous. Let's see. A couple more things about the Nyla Rose situation. Fact. Fact. The Big Valboski. Jesus Christ, I couldn't cringe any harder if I saw my grandpa take a bukkake. Is far more tolerant of the trans community and Nyla Rose in fairness than the delusional social justice warriors are of freedom of speech. Fact. I'd make a man out of Nyla Rose in short order. I had to kind of buckle over laughing when I read that, because the only way you can make a man out of Nyla Rose is because you would be the chick in that relationship. Val Venus would be the bitch in that relationship. Alright? Because Nyla Rose is not tiny. Not tiny.
She's a very...
She's a handsome woman. She's a handsome woman. She's a handsome woman. And that's awesome. She can be a handsome woman. But he knows he's way more femme than Nyla Rose is. I'm going to make a man out of Nyla Rose. Yeah, it's the first time she's ever been a top. Fucking... Just saying shit that just makes you say, what? I wonder why people don't want me in wrestling. Let's see. What other kind of... What kind of other shit do we have here? Let's see. Of course, he's an anti-vaxxer. It's all that shit.
Look, he posted 20 minutes ago.
Oh, did he? That's terrible. Yeah, about the same time I told the dude what was going on here. Let's see.
Yes, you for got your obligation to appear on at Heel Shit Podcast.
Yeah, he certainly did, but
And
people are
reply.
going to hear this shit.
That's cool. I just tweeted him.
Nice.
I opened a Twitter just for that.
You opened Twitter. Now, the thing that really pissed me off, really pissed us off about Val Venis, is he used Bray Wyatt's death.
Mm-hmm.
Our brother in this industry, someone we look up to, someone millions of fans look up to, young wrestler after young wrestler looks, and he used Bray Wyatt's death to push his bullshit anti-vax shit. All right, it's like, and if you were here, he'd say, "Well, Sean Ross Sapp mentioned that he had COVID before he died." No, he said it was a second-hand fact that he said he had COVID several months before. And fucking Morley couldn't stop being all Maggie and faggy and talking shit about, it's the vaccine. Fuck the vaccine. Fuck Fauci. No, dude, fuck you. That was supposed to be one of your brothers that died, and you're fucking using that to... Jesus fucking Christ.
And here's the thing. He didn't even pass away from COVID. He passed away from a fucking heart disease.
Yep.
Did the COVID exacerbate it? Perhaps. But the simple fact that he had his vaccinations don't mean a fucking thing. I have all the vaccinations. I have all the fucking boosters, and I'm still just as healthy now as I was fucking 4 years ago when this shit started. Holy shit, it's been 4 fucking years.
All right, so I'm going to end this part a little bit with one of his great failures.
His entire wrestling career?
Besides that,
Okay.
he's failed spectacularly trying to bait The Rock into a debate. Oh my God. He
Dude,
was like the
still on
biggest
that shit.
pick-me bitch in the girls' locker room. Holy fucking shit. He was like, he called him, let's see, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is far too much of a sold-out coward to even think about debating me. Like, motherfucker, do you think he would lose money debating you? You ain't shit. Why would the fucking Rock take time to let you and your fucking retarded minions call him a communist? The fucking poster boy for capitalism. He's a fucking communist. You don't even know what these fucking words mean, dog. You're dumb as a box of fucking hammers. All right, you have no redeemable qualities. You're just garbage. You're a garbage human being. And there's really not much left to say about it. So, I'm gonna look at you. Look at me. See, I'm not a partisan hack. So there's absolutely nothing you know about me. You don't know about any of my beliefs. You don't know a single thing about me. But because you're MAGA, I know every single thing about you. Because you're all just downloading the same talking points on repeat. On repeat. So you're MAGA. So let's go down these things real quick. You believe the election was stolen. You believe the borders are wide open. You think Trump isn't a criminal. He's almost godlike. You think Joe Biden is a criminal. You're an anti-vaxxer. You're anti-LGBT. You think schools are teaching kids to be trans. You're a climate change denier. You don't trust American institutions. You support fascism. You think Putin is right. You don't believe in the education system. You don't believe we went to the moon. You think the world is 6,000 years old and the dinosaurs aren't real. Your IQ is staggeringly low, and I don't know how you make it through the day without drooling on yourself. All right? So when you go to bed tonight, roll over, pull your sister in nice and close, and you drift off to sleep knowing there's absolutely nothing unique or special about you. You're the same piece of shit MAGA in a different wrapper. You can also drift off to sleep knowing that you'll never cut a promo as memorable as that. Peace. We'll be right back. Thank you, Castelvaca.
I have just one question.
Hmm.
Catching your grandfather in a bukkake?
Yeah, man.
Did you have to ruin this glazed up cinnamon roll?
Oh, dude. I'm sorry.
You, it's like, God damn it.
Motherfucker's just so cringe. It's... What the fuck ever. So, yeah.
And this was him being nice, ladies and gentlemen. You should hear him when we're off air.
Fucking... You know, I'm kind of glad he wasn't on, because, like, every promo he's ever cut, nobody would remember it tomorrow.
I remember Choppy in his pee-pee. That's about it.
Oh, yeah. I left that part out. Thank you for reminding me. For as anti-LGBT he is, it must kill him to have the only gimmick in history, the only wrestler ever to get gender reaffirming surgery on live TV. Homie, dude, Val Venis puts the T in LGBT. Let's... It's fucking... I'm done with it. Done with it.
On a sidebar of the LBGTQ plus division multiplication sign, my daughter came to me and asked me about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I try to explain it as well as I could. This was her response after I got done explaining every fucking letter. So it's basically the premium version of being gay. And I sat there and I thought about it. And she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. She's not wrong.
No.
She's like, you got lots of options, man.
Yeah. But she's like, either way, you turn out being gay.
You get the premium package.
Shit, I don't want the premium package. Even though it's only like the 0.1% of that community that gives it such a bad fucking name.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about the ones that demand the fucking respect, demand you respect the gender equality, the pronouns and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. And
when you turn around on them, you're automatically a bigot, you're transphobic, or what the fuck ever. But, you know, we have lots of fucking friends in this business who are bisexual, who are gay, who are even trans. And they're genuinely great fucking people. It just pisses me off that 0.1% always just gives them a bad fucking rep.
Well, that's how it is with everything. And that's when you're opposed to a group of people, that tiny fractional minority is what you point to. You know, that's...
Can you point me to the 0.1% of meth heads that make it look bad?
Just take your pick of meth heads.
You got a point. That's messed up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's very messed up. All right, so let's bring back. Let's put a little buffer match in here, and let's do some that's heel shit. So I'm gonna play this video, and then I'm gonna explain. Now, if you haven't been around for a that's heel shit segment, this is what it is. We find real life bad guy shit that you would call heel shit. Now, normally, I try to find one that is kind of like cool heel shit. Like cheating in a bass fishing tournament by putting weights in the gullet. Like,
oh my God, let that go.
No, that's fun heel shit. That's the most memorable one I can remember. So this one's a little bit different. All right. This one is just a bad person. Like, this bitch should have her kids taken away.
Absolutely.
All right, so you probably won't be able to hear it, but I'm
gonna mute my mic so I can watch it again. So whenever you start it, I'm gonna start mine.
Okay, you got it up?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
I am so pissy today. Just downright motherfuckers today. I had to come up here. I had to come up here at fucking 11 o'clock in the afternoon. That's prime time. That's prime time listen. So that's partly why I'm cranky, but I'm cranky because my child is 10. I had to come up to the school and I had to pick him up. Why did I have to fucking pick this kid up? I had to pick this kid up because he's a man, okay? He's a little man and he's got a weak ass stomach like fucking most men do. So somebody busted ass in the library. He threw up not one time, not two times, but 3 times in the library. Literally the nurse calls and she's like, you're gonna have to come pick up your son because he just vomited 3 times in the library, like exorcist style, all over the place. Why? He's not even sick. Some kid farted next to him and he said that it made his stomach feel bad. So I have to interrupt my day because some kid's got a rank asshole? That's a new kind of skid block. What? That's some bullshit. And I was like, does he have to pick it up? Like, can it be like an hour? Can we like work something out? And he was like, he needs to be picked up immediately because he threw up. He threw up because he has a weak stomach. What about the kid who busted ass so fucking bad that he cleared out an entire goddamn library? That seems like a problem. He seems like he should get some medical attention. Not my kid. Not my kid who's just got a weak stomach. Damn. It's not... I'm gonna Kool-Aid man through the side of a wall today. That's what I'm gonna do. Yep, I'm gonna do it because I'm pent up and I got a lot of aggression.
All right.
So
this bitch.
Cunt.
This bitch cunt.
Cunt.
Cunt bitch.
Cunt.
She is losing her shit because she has to miss her dick appointment to go pick up her puking 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, why do I have to pick him up? Bitch, your kid threw up. Them's the rules. All right? You're going to have to get dick tomorrow. I'm sorry. All right?
Dude, if anything, go put him in front of the TV with some soup and some Gatorade and turn the volume all the way up and then go get what you need done.
Yeah, you know she was going to go film an OnlyFans scene, though. Like, can't be doing that with a kid in the house. God, I hope not. But come the fuck on, dude. It was like, what a cock block. Like, bitch, your kid threw up. Like, that's it. That's it. Your dick day is over. Just deal with it.
Listen. As a parent who has been in a similar situation, it is aggravating to no end, especially if you're a mid-fucking stroke, so to speak. But your kid's top fucking priority. Now, that being said, there is this amazing thing called raw dog that shit and bust that nut. There is.
There is that.
I'm not afraid to say I've done it.
Yep.
In that situation, and what was supposed to be a great afternoon of lovemaking turned into 3 minutes and 27 seconds of grudge fucking. But I got mine off. She got hers off. And we went and picked up the child.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the fucking problem is.
Sometimes those quickies come in handy.
Shit. You get up there in the years like we are. Yeah, you love those quickies. Love them quickies.
Oh, Christ. All right. Sting is retiring tonight. Hopefully, well, you know it's going to main event the show, so we're just missing the first hour.
They've already announced it as the main event.
Yeah,
so about 11-ish, you might catch the first entrance.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be long to sleep.
No, I can't go to sleep for this. I got to stay up for this.
I'm gonna watch the replay while I'm working tomorrow, so I can appreciate you wanting to do it live. I was the same way with Undertaker when they did his retirement and shit. So I can respect that, but I was never a Sting guy. I was always an Undertaker guy.
Mm-hmm.
But respect, mad respect.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to go over some of our most memorable moments. Obviously, I'll have a few more than you do. But just some of what made him the icon to me is, first of all, I grew up when Sting. I was a kid when Sting just turned Surfer Sting.
Mm-hmm.
He had gone through the Blade Runners bullshit and did his thing there. And after Dusty said, "We're gonna put some color on your tights. We're gonna put some color on your face, and we're gonna do it." So
I love when you do Dusty shit.
So I was literally a little Stinger. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how many Halloweens I painted my face up and went a Sting. It was like crazy. He absolutely made me want to get into the business. I obviously waited way longer than should have, but still, he made me a WCW guy. Like, we had WWF on TV down here. Obviously, you watched it, but I was captivated by Sting. I mean, the power, the athleticism, the look. It was crazy. Like, this, I still don't. I mean, you could probably say Cesaro now, but I don't know of another pound for pound more powerful wrestler than Sting, because he was military pressing multiple pumps on dudes. He's slamming Vader. I mean, he was a beast physically. I remember the first War Games match.
War Games.
It was Sting's team versus the Alliance, Dangerous Alliance, and who's the guy who did the cool neck breaker for the finish? Rick Rude. Yeah, he had Rick Rude up, and he was like slamming him into the cage, the roof of the cage. Bah, bah. I was like, that's so fucking dope. Obviously, his 45-minute draw with Flair head-to-head with WrestleMania at Clash of the Champions was really what made Sting a superstar. They did 45 minutes, no commercial free, and just killed it. Sting, I mean, Ric Flair always kind of took a shine to him. Always, he was the one who wanted to work him, really wanted to push the kid, and I'm obviously glad he did. Yeah. But, I watched him win his first NWA championship, and then when that belt went to WCW, when he won it, and when he finally beat Ric Flair for the title, man, that was like a huge fucking deal down here. And remember, this is almost back to the territory days. I mean, yeah, there was national TV with WWF, and Turner had national TV, but like, you really didn't. If WCW felt different down here, it was like the show. I don't know. Just thinking back on it, I always, I've started doing the Scorpion Deathlock when I was like 10. I was that kid that always wanted to wrestle in the front yard, but like wrestle with suplexes and shit, not like on your knees.
Right.
I don't know. Just it's a big deal. So do you have any memories of him from like the Surfer Sting days?
No. When I really started watching WCW, my first episode was literally when he walked out for the first time with just the white face paint with a little bit of black, and he did that promo away from the camera.
Oh, wow.
And the entire time I'm just sitting here thinking, that's a fucking ripoff of Undertaker. Screw this guy. So I went back to watching WWE. But I'd always flip flop back and forth whenever in between commercials to carry my time, and that's where I first watched DDP, and DDP was like my favorite as far as WCW guys goes. Obviously, if you watch a lot of my earlier matches, I used to throw the diamond cutter up. I used to hit it, uh, do the three jabs into the clothesline. Like a lot of DDP's offense, I used to do early in my career. So I always watched it more for DDP than I did Sting. But I watched that metamorphosis and that transformation and the story of Sting going really into that dark character that culminated at Starrcade '97.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, you know, I was only seven at the time, so I couldn't order pay-per-views back then. So I was not able to watch that. I had to watch Nitro the following night to, even get just still shots of the actual match.
Mm-hmm.
But going back and watching it as an adult, that was shit. Sting was so out of fucking shape, dude. Even for working Hogan.
Yeah.
Talk about out of shape. I can't fucking sit up.
Well, he was, yeah, obviously he was, he hadn't worked in a year. He sat in the rafters for a year. But it is what it is.
Wasn't it like 16 months or some shit like that?
Yeah. So how there's those little those thing, which is your favorite Sting? This one, that one, the Crow Sting, the Wolfpack Sting. They have. I remember it distinctly. I know you're a Wolfpack Sting kind of guy. I remember it distinctly where they had. It was in between the Surfer Sting and the Crow Sting, where he was his hair was kind of going dark. Hair was growing out, and I saw it the other day. They called him the Transition Sting, and I guess that makes a lot of sense. And I was like, that version of Sting doesn't get near the credit that it deserves, because that lead up, because that was basically the entire lead up to him disappearing for that long time. Ever since the NWO showed up and all that stuff, that was Transition Sting, and it went through the the War Games match. That was it was. I know it was Sting, Luger, Arn, Flair, and Barry Windham, I think. Correct. Versus the NWO and what would be the NWO Sting. So they ran a quick a gimmick where everybody was kind of wondering, they were like, Sting is our biggest hero here, like defending us against the NWO. He's like the guy. And they ran a little gimmick where when Sting when Luger ran out to a limousine, somebody fucked him up, and a dude got out of the limo that sounded and looked just like Sting. Of course, it was a recorded voice, and the camera was a little, because you can definitely tell who that guy is, Jeff Farmer from Sting. So going into this War Games, it was like, is Sting on our side or on the NWO side? And then the final two entrants were the mystery partner for NWO and would be Sting for WCW, and this imposter Sting comes out. So everybody is like, we're fucked. Sting is with them. Bobby Heenan and and Tony Schiavone, called it really well. He's like, it's Sting. Oh, we're toast. And because up to that point in the storyline, everybody was a little bit leery of Sting ever since that night with the limo and him getting out, people thinking it was him. So when the Sting came out, people just was like, oh fuck. And then the final person for WCW comes out, and it's the real Sting. He goes in there, he fucking cleans house, He destroys everybody in the ring, and then he just fucking leaves. He's like, you didn't believe me when I said that wasn't me? Fuck you guys, I'm out. And the NWO winds up winning that match in a kind of an interesting where they had Luger, the NWO Sting had Luger and the Scorpion, and they were choking him out with his head and everything, and Luger's crawling back towards the locker room like, Sting, I'm sorry. He's just like dragging his lower body, and it was really impactful. And then the next night, which was that was a pay-per-view, the next night on Nitro, Sting cut this really good promo where he kept his back to the camera the whole time, and
that was my first episode.
Yep, he kept his back to the camera the whole time, and he was like, I feel betrayed, blah, blah, blah. So, maybe I'll see you around, maybe I won't, basically. And nobody saw him on TV for probably at least 6 months. Probably at least 6 months.
So it was a little longer than that.
Yeah. And he just started appearing up in the nosebleed seats and up in the rafters. Just stark white face, a little bit of black, and that's kind of changed over time. Obviously, he got added more black, more design, all that stuff, which led to what should have been the greatest match in WCW history. It wound up and remained the highest pay-per-view in WCW history, but. It was finally Hogan, who was the leader of the NWO and causing all the problems within WCW, versus Sting, who was WCW's hero. Finally the guy coming back to fight for him. The match was supposed to end in a very rapid 3 count, Hogan pinning Sting, and then, because it was so noticeably fast on the 3 count, Bret Hart was going to come out, start the match again, and Sting was going to win.
Right.
Well, Nick Patrick was the referee on that night, and before he went out there, Hogan came up to him and was like, yeah, don't make that count slow, make it a normal count. So when they get out there, they try to run the gimmick. Nick Patrick just says a normal old count. So Bret Hart comes out, and everybody's like, there was nothing wrong with that count. Bret, what the fuck happened? So they restarted. There was crazy confusion. They had to run a swerve the next night on, stripping Sting of the title and giving it back to Hogan because that count wasn't fast. Like, it turned into a whole big fuck up. But that was a year-long program that Hogan fucked up for Sting. It should have been, I don't know, it should have been the best night in that company's history, and it wound up just being another Hogan fuckfest.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
Sounds about right.
So after that, obviously, he joined the Wolfpack, had the awesome red and black face paint. That was so dope. And then in comes Vince Russo to wreck the day. Fucking just ruins the entire fucking brand. Got Sting being set on fire up on the Titantron and pushed off by Vampiro. Like, just stupid shit.
Yep.
Big black dildo on a pole match. Stupid shit.
Judy Bagwell on a forklift match. I'll never forget that one.
So ridiculous.
Like, what are you supposed to do when you get her down? Are you supposed to, like, use her as a weapon? Like, the fuck?
Use her for something, I guess.
God damn it.
I don't know. And then WCW shut down, and he makes some appearances. There was like that WWCW, there's a couple other promotions that he made appearances on once WCW closed. But the next time he shows up for a good long time is when he comes into TNA, right?
NWA TNA Weekly Pay-Per-View number 94 was his official debut. And that was just supposed to be a one-off where he who did he tag with? I know he worked against AJ and Jeff. No. He teamed with Jeff against AJ and somebody else.
Okay.
It basically went over and it was supposed to be a one-off, and that was it. Because, and Jeff Jarrett actually talked about this on his podcast, My World, I think like a week or two ago. It really just boiled down the money. They just couldn't keep bringing Sting in for the price he was asking for with the funds that they were bringing in.
Sure.
So, they did the one-off and it was great, but you wouldn't see Sting again until 2005. Then that's right when TNA got the Spike TV deal, and they had guys like Jeff Hardy on the roster. They had Christian Cage. This was before Kurt Angle got brought in. But Christian Cage kept teasing a mystery partner and kept teasing it and kept teasing it and kept teasing it. Well, eventually came out to be Sting as the surprise tag team partner. And then they tried to run the thing where Sting was like, I'm done. This is one and done. I'm not doing this again. And basically, this is where Christian had his heel turn in TNA, which was one of the best fucking heel turns I've ever seen, where he basically blindsided Sting in front of everyone. And it was like, it wasn't me. I didn't do it. Which eventually caused Sting to have to come back, get rectification, and then somehow got intertwined with Jeff Jarrett at the time, who was the NWA champion in early 2006. The storyline went along the lines of, I'll put the NWA world title on the line if you put your career on the line. Sting accepted on the condition that he can go away and prepare for this match his way, which was, bitch, I need to go do some cardio because I can't fucking run 30 minutes. So Bound for Glory 2006, he came in back. He won the NWA World Championship. And I'm not talking this NWA World Championship. I'm talking this NWA World Championship. Because if you remember, this title, it was what he won first, the big gold, as NWA champion. He didn't win the Dome Globe. Where the fuck is it? That one. He didn't win the Dome Globe until 2006 when he was under contract with TNA.
Okay.
So it has a nice little run. Loses it back to Jarrett. Jarrett goes on a whole thing again. Bound for Glory 07. He gets another match for the now TNA, which I don't have up. The TNA World title, which is now on Kurt Angle, beats Kurt Angle for the TNA World title, which is still one of the best fucking championship belts I've ever seen in my life. I got to figure out where I put it. It deserves to be put up. Wins it, goes through a whole thing, and by the time he loses it, now TNA's in communication with Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff to bring them in. We all know how the fuck that went. That was dark days. Dark days. Dark days.
We got the Joker Sting out of that though.
We ain't got that far because we still got to go to the main event Mafia.
Oh, that's true.
Goes to the whole main event Mafia angle the first time. And I understand it now, the dynamic of it. But watching it unfold weekly, it was really confusing because you had, and this was the original lineup, you had Booker T, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, Kurt Angle, and you had Sting.
Right.
4 are established heels. One's an established babyface trying to be a heel. And there was always that power struggle between Kurt and Sting, where Kurt, I guess, formed the main event Mafia. But because of who Sting was in the audience's mind, Sting is the leader of the Mafia, even though Kurt is. So it was always that power struggle.
Right.
And Sting was the one with compassion when needed. He wasn't always just straight being heel. Like, if it was deserved, he would allow it to happen. But if it was not deserved, he'd step in and be the voice of reason.
Hmm.
And that's why him and Kurt always didn't see eye to eye, which culminated in the eventual split up of the Main Event Mafia the first time. Yeah, I'm thinking the second time for the actual breakup. So does that, goes away for a little bit. And this is where the Joker scene gets brought in, which it was funny, but it wasn't his best work. It allowed him to be more of a comedic worker, especially at his older age and not be able to go with a lot of the X Division guys. So we got some good backstage stuff, and obviously that carried over to AEW, which we'll get to in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Which eventually culminated to Hulk Hogan versus Sting. That was Bound for Glory 2010, 2011. 2011, because it was a loser leaves town and Hulk Hogan beat Sting, which made him go away. And this is when Immortal was going wild. This was, peak Hulk Hogan. This running heel had like this massive faction that made no fucking sense why they were there. And Jeff Hardy was the at the time world champion.
Mm-hmm.
Fast forward to March of 2012, we get Sting's return. But it's really one of the darkest moments in the history of TNA, because when he was making his return, he was working the world title match against Jeff Hardy. But when Jeff Hardy came out, he was so fucked up.
Yeah.
He didn't know what was up. He didn't know what was down. And Bischoff literally had to like make a fucking call on the fly, run out there and fucking tell Sting, put him down quick and get the fuck out.
Right.
Like, and I remember the hype build up for that match. I was so fucking excited to fucking watch that match because I knew what they could do. But the right call was made.
Mm-hmm.
I will never disagree with it.
No.
But I felt cheated out of it. Everybody felt cheated out of that.
Everybody did, yeah.
And in my opinion, even though it was a world title victory, I don't think Sting should have acknowledged that world title. Like, you can even see it in his face. Like, he's disappointed with Jeff. He's disappointed with the company. Like, why the fuck would you even let him come out if he's that fucked up?
Right.
Dark days. Dark days. So he would go on. He would lose the world title later on. I don't remember who the fuck he lost it against. But eventually him and Kevin Nash basically said, deuces, I'm done with this shit with Hulk Hogan. Hogan's going to be here. I won't. And, he got off TV for a little bit to basically recuperate some nagging injuries. Came back, worked a little bit with Kurt, worked a little bit with Bobby Lashley, and then his contract expired. And then Survivor Series 2014, 2015.
14, I think.
2014. The man that we thought would never debut in WWE debuts in WWE. It was 14 because 2K15 is the one where he debuted in the game.
Right.
So you're right. Also, the only time the Crow theme actually was in a WWE game. Pisses me off. That still pisses me off. Dude, his fucking WWE music was fucking horrid.
It was horrible.
I didn't understand it.
They had the rights to all the WCW shit they could have used.
Yeah. Use the fucking Crow shit. For the love of God. Anyway, goes into a program with Triple H over the next few months. Culminates at WrestleMania, Sting's only WrestleMania match. And instead of it being just Triple H versus Sting, instead of them doing the right thing and letting fucking Sting go over, They turned it into a WCW versus WWE thing. They
Yeah.
turned it into a DX somehow versus NWO thing, which if anybody's ever watched WCW, Sting was never aligned with the NWO.
No.
It made no fucking sense.
Not at all.
It
was legit
done,
a WCW thing.
Yeah.
No sense.
No sense.
And you couldn't give the motherfucker one win at WrestleMania. Like Triple H needed another win.
Right. So, big thumbs up. Yeah, we're going to use him, but we're going to fucking bury him. Goes away for a little bit, comes back later in the year, and starts a program with Seth Rollins, which culminated in a match at Night of Champions where the infamous buckle bomb happened that jacked up his neck, and match ended early. Now, obviously, the match Seth was supposed to go over, and it was actually supposed to work another couple matches. But due to the neck injury, Sting was unable to do that. The following year, he got put into the WWE Hall of Fame, where he announced that he has officially retired from professional wrestling due to the status of his broken neck and does not wish to try to, exacerbate it, which is understandable from experience. I understand that. So we didn't really hear nothing from him. We saw him like a couple of table of threes and some specials on WWE Network.
Who? Where?
Yes, I've done. Anyways, you're gonna hold this and you're gonna tell me how much you think it weighs. Then I'm gonna weigh it and come back.
Oh my God.
40 pounds.
I'll be back. But this drama is like
between
illegal.
who?
Oh, don't mute the mic. I'm intrigued.
I don't know. There's some kind of drama.
In the household?
No, it had to be something with they just got back for the dance competition.
Damn, she does them every weekend, it seems.
This year is bad. They are so burnt out. This is the third weekend in a row, and all these competitions are all 3 days of the weekend.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so we have
more power to her,
two weekends off before the next one, thankfully. But they'll never do 3 in a row like this again.
I hope not. I understand that. Hell, I'm about to run 4 in a row for the next month or so. Anyway,
all right,
this is where I'm gonna let you take over, because this is where Sting signs with AEW.
How much is it?
20 pounds.
Oh. Okay. All right, we're about to be done in a few minutes. Go.
No minute with Minder tonight.
No. Go. So 1 December on a special live Dynamite called Winter is Coming
in Jacksonville.
At the end of a match, it starts snowing, and this ominous music starts to play, and a crow sound goes, and holy shit, Sting is in AEW.
Tony Schiavone lost his shit.
Dude. It's Sting!
Dude, he held that for a good 30 seconds.
Yeah, no, that was huge. Comes out, immediately goes over and looks Darby up and down like his long lost dad, like he went out to get smokes when Darby was a baby, and it's the first time back. Such a good moment that skyrocketed Darby Allin.
Yes,
I'm so thankful for Tony Khan and AEW to give this man the send off he deserves. He had an amazing run. He's damn near 60, or maybe he is 60.
I think he's like 62.
Yeah, and he's jumping off of fucking flights of stairs, like doing crazy shit, and just having a great time. In my opinion,
64.
Yeah, 64. In my opinion, he got absolute dicked over in WWE, and I'm glad he finally got the ability to go out on his own terms, and tonight is the last night. So,
which if you're going to be listening to this on podcast, last night was his night, but to us it's tonight.
yes,
Time travel.
Indubitably. All right, so
I'll tell you my favorite moments with Sting in AEW.
Okay.
It was the interaction he had with fucking Orange Cassidy.
Yes.
You remember that shit? Like,
yes.
I was not expecting Sting to play along, but he fucking played along, and he actually made it part of his gimmick for a few matches, and it was just the funniest fucking shit.
So good. So good. Dude, I love Orange Cassidy. I don't give a fuck what any Fedmark says. He can go, and he's over as fuck. His gimmick is so over, and he can wrestle his ass off, and he's a workhorse.
His gimmick is what turned me off to him initially when he first started with AEW. But I'll tell you the match that really got me watching him. It was that Orange Mimosa match he had with Jericho.
Right.
The character work he had there, as well as the actual match itself, was fucking amazing. Because if you can carry Jericho in a match these days, you're fucking great. But I also found out he was also part of the Ant Colony in PWG.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and all three of them guys were amazing workers. And when they broke up, I did not know who was what or anything like that until afterwards. But yeah, dude, he really needs to be in the fucking picture in the next year or two for the world title. Yeah, obviously this year is Swerve's year. I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
We're over an hour into the pay-per-view, so I'm itching. But I will send you messages along the way with how the matches turn out.
I'll check
and we will be back Tuesday for our Revolution recap and breakdown and discussion. We'll back Thursday, normal time with HSP, and then next Sunday we're back with Talking Shit with Thumb Dupree.
Thank God.
So that's about it for me. How about you?
Chocolate starfish. Yeah, I'm good for the night.
All right. We'll talk about chocolate starfish.
Talking shit next week. Well, I'll bring up the chocolate starfish. I'll take care of it.
So, all right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us. For Draven Grimes, I'm Dark Cordz. This has been Heel Shit. Why do we call it that? Because bad guys do heel shit. Peace.